I know I've already done a video on AI art before, but I genuinely love this topic, so fuck it, I'm doing it again! But it's gonna be new content this time, and it's gonna be interesting, I promise. So first things first, this is ultimately a VTuber news channel, so let's roll more opinions from VTubers about AI art from Gura and Pipkin Pippa. Roll clip.
Brandnico, thank you! Also, can we talk about AI art for a second? I've also been itching to talk to you guys about this, because as I scroll through like my art hashtag now, one of these days I'm gonna accidentally like something from an AI art, and I feel like you guys are gonna maybe light me ablaze and flame me. Not everybody, but I understand that the AI art is a little bit, you know? But it's gotten so realistic looking. I have a hard time differentiating. I have to really look at it. But then again, I'm not an artist, so I don't know what to look for, right? It's crazy. But from what I understand, it's been using a lot of like other people's art, right? Which I guess I understand, right? Is that how AI works? It like takes things and then squishes it together. I'm pretty clueless, so don't take what I say too seriously. I was noticing a couple arts. I was like, wow, that's insane. And I went to that person's Twitter. I was like, what, they moved so fast? And they're like, oh, AI Goomba. I'm like, oh, okay, AI. It's neat to think about the technology behind it, but it's not neat to think about the people that might potentially be having their art hijacked by some computer. So if I accidentally like an AI art, please be kind. I probably didn't. I made a mistake.
So firstly, 100% agree with Gura on the point that there's absolutely no reason to ever send hate to a content creator because they liked AI art. They probably just didn't know. Artificially generated art is getting better and better. Most people can't tell the difference, but if you do want something to look out for, generally hands, or anytime they're holding objects. The hands are very delicate and complicated, and more importantly, a lot of the data that's fed into these algorithms is portraits. And they have way more data on faces that face the front of the air quotes camera, if you will, than they do on hands. Hands have a near infinite number of possible combinations. Faces are pretty finite, you know, you've got eyes, nose, mouth, they're in the same position. Hands do all sorts of wild shit, so if you ever want to prove whether or not this is AI or a real artist, just look at the hands or ask whoever you're commissioning to include hands. Because you know, if they're unwilling to include hands, or if the hands are fucked up, it's AI.
How do you feel about AI art generated about you? I think it's actually really cool. I do not think that you should try and pass it off as your own art, and I do not think that you should use it as a replacement for commissioning regular art, because nothing beats having a custom piece of art made with love, with care, and finely tuned a lot of the time to your specifications. So, I hope that AI art does not take over regular art in the future. I feel like it's a great tool though, for especially like beginner game devs or like small studios or whatever, to get some assets for their game, whereas normally they'd have to pay a lot of money in order to get that stuff. And I feel like it's just a really fun tool to mess around with. I've been messing around with. I love it. I love messing with the AI stuff. I think it's great. It's great!
Honestly, I couldn't agree more with Pipkin Pippa right there, because honestly, if you're trying to pass off AI art as real art, then it's not really a question of the ethics of AI art. You're just being an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter whether the art was AI generated or not. Don't try to pass off something you didn't make as real art. That's bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. But as a tool with utility, when it comes to people who can't afford art, but still either just want it just to goof around with, or if you need it and you genuinely don't have the resources, I think it makes a lot of sense to use AI as a tool. Now, I don't think AI will ever replace an artist, because you can tell an artist what to do, and AI art is just kind of the computer's best guess at what you want. When it comes to medium or high level art, it has to be done by a human, because the computer just doesn't understand what you want. And I'll give you some examples here. So I put in to Novel AI, which is the one that does all these anime artworks that you're seeing all over the place. I told it to give me a sleeveless red hoodie, sharp teeth, sunglasses, red hair, blue horns, and a gold crown. And as you can see, the art does look really cool, but you'll notice that it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers and a thumb. You'll notice that he's wearing 2 pairs of sunglasses, even though I only told it to put on 1 pair of sunglasses. The horns are red instead of blue, and the crown looks really dorky. Now, if I were just starting off as a PNG tuber, what I'd probably do is just crop out that hideous fucking hand with too many fingers on it and just kind of roll with it, you know? But if I wanted to be a higher level PNG tuber, if I could afford to hire someone to make art for me, then I would do something like this right here. Now, this is a skeb that I paid $400 for. Now, as you can see, it's got a transparent background. It's got an extremely high amount of detail in it. It has all the features I want. The crown looks fantastic. The horns are the right color. I have the correct number of fingers. It's in this really dynamic pose. Like this, I paid $400 for it, and I feel like I got $400 worth of my money because I paid a real human being to give me exactly what I wanted. Now, I'm by no means saying that you have to spend $400 to get decent art. No. This emote that I have displaying on screen on the right here, that was like $50 or $60. I don't remember exactly how much. And sure, it's a very, very simplified art style, but it's absolutely brimming with personality. I didn't tell him to do that pose. I just told him to smile, to make my character smile. And he gave me this really big cheese-eating grin, closed eyes, the arms are behind the head. The artist knew what I wanted and elaborated on that and made something with a lot of vibrant character that I didn't ask him to do. And again, all the details that I wanted, he got exactly right because he followed instructions. You'll notice on the left-hand side here, my hoodie is the wrong color, and secondly, minor detail, it gave me a little buddy. It's an adorable little buddy. I like the little buddy. I didn't fucking ask for it though. You know what I mean? I didn't ask to have a second character in this shot. It just kind of gave it to me. So, thanks. That's the problem with AI, is like it has fun results that you can play around with and mess with, but even on a more budget level like $50, you're gonna get accuracy. The reason that I'm pointing out the flaws in AI art is not necessarily because I want to bash AI art. I just want to explain why AI probably isn't going to take away artists' jobs, because number one, people just like commissioning art from artists in general to support the art community because, yeah, artists are fucking awesome. They make dreams reality if you give them money. How dope is that? That's fucking cool. There's never going to be a replacement with being able to give a laundry list of specifications to another human being, have them give you not only what you asked for, but more, and have it absolutely blow you away. AI can never do that. It's impossible. When I see artists saying that AI is going to replace them, I don't necessarily think they're overreacting. I feel like they haven't messed around with the technology at all because they don't like it. So they're at the same time angrier than I feel like they ought to be. And two, wildly overestimating its abilities. And three, wildly underestimating the people who like art. People who like art want to support artists if they can afford it. AI is not meant to be a replacement. It's meant to be a tool for people who either are just fucking around for the fun of it or can't afford a real artist that would give them what they actually want. And this is the closest approximation that they can get. I genuinely feel like your career as an artist is safe. That is my genuine opinion. Now, you've heard me ramble on my thoughts about AI art, but I'm not an artist, so why should you listen to me and get my opinion? Let me show you Jazza, Jazza. He's an actual professional artist. His entire YouTube channel is him making art in many, many forms. His opinion is obviously more valuable than mine, so let me just play you a clip from his YouTube channel so that you can see what his opinions are, and I think you'll be surprised by what he finds when he tries to commission art on Fiverr and compare it to AI art.
Oh, this is just mind-blowing. Let's get some variations on that. Yeah, look, and some of these are pretty bloody impressive. Let's see how a Fiverr artist does. Fiverr time! All right, there you go. That's my segue now. Fiverr time! The prompt, a unicorn walking on a rainbow in the style of Caravaggio. The first artist was paid $176. This is their Fiverr profile. And obviously they were chosen because they are presenting high quality painting. And we got this. So, first of all, we have the question of, is that worth $176? I'm gonna say no, but I don't feel bad saying that, especially because it's very clearly plagiarized. And in fact, a quick Google image search of a unicorn on a rainbow gives us exactly the unicorn that they badly photoshopped onto a watercolored rainbow. Honestly, the whole doomy gloomy, like, oh, AI is gonna take people's jobs now. Real artists shouldn't be worried, because if you're actually working hard, you can upskill yourself and deliver on the specificity. What they should be worried about is the thieves of humans who are ripping off other people's artwork and making money from it. Oh my God.
I feel like this clip is super relevant because one thing that I hear over and over and over again when it comes to AI art is people accusing AI art generators of stealing art. And that's definitely a conversation we can have about taking artwork from what is probably Dan Baru, ripping their style and then remixing it to create something new. Some argue it's fair use, legally it's fair use, but a lot of people say it's unethical. But in my opinion, how are we going to talk about art theft when it comes to AI generation making something original out of collaging someone else's work when you actually try to go hire an artist on Fiverr, half the time it's a total fucking scam and you don't get what you paid for. I would highly recommend watching that full video because he tries to hire multiple Fiverr artists and like half of them are a total fucking scam where they just slap together a watercolor paint filter in Photoshop over an image they got from Google Images. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like those are much bigger scams than AI art ever does, because at the very least, AI art is at least collaging together something original. And as a consumer, this thing that it is collaged for you, it either did it for free, depending on what service you use, or for a relatively tiny monthly fee, like $10, $20 a month or whatever, compared to what can sometimes be hundreds of dollars for an artist that might even scam you. You're getting less quality results than an actual artist, less specific results than an actual artist, but you're guaranteed to get something quasi-original, and if you don't like what you get, you can just keep mashing generate over and over and over again until you get something. And that's the freedom that AI gives you, is a guarantee that you're gonna get something and the ability to keep mashing generate until it gives you something you do like. And to kind of break up the tension of this video that I've been building up because I'm so passionate about this subject, because I love art so much in all of its forms, I want to take a moment to just post a tweet from Merriweather that made me chuckle. He said, I'm not too worried about AI art. There isn't enough computing power on this planet to replicate the horny degeneracy of our community's NSFW artists. I think that's very true. And even if nothing I said in this video was persuasive, even if you're still angry or afraid of AI generated art, I would be amiss to not tell you how to beat it. Kind of gotten over the points, but I still want to review them because if you don't like AI art, unfortunately it's not going anywhere, but you can definitely beat it. So let me show you some examples, all right? Number 1, deliver on specificity. All 3 of these images had the exact same prompt, yet they came out wildly differently. And for an amateur or someone that's just goofing around or someone that needs a free asset, that's not really a big deal. But if you want or need something specific, you will have to go to a real artist, and as an artist, pay attention to the details. You as a human being can pay attention to those details and not only give them exactly what they want, but understand what they're getting at and give them something more. Number 2, another way to beat AI art, hands. AI hands are garbage. They're easy to spot, so I know artists hate drawing hands because they're complicated. Practice, practice, practice. It is now more important than ever to get good at hands, because this is one of the ways that you can beat AI. You really want to beat AI, you really want to show it up, you really want to show off, draw characters holding objects or weapons or whatever. Because for whatever reason, AI can't draw a guy holding a sword correctly to save its fucking life. It's actually kind of annoying how often it completely fucks up the very simple task of anime boy with a sword. Like, it just cannot comprehend that the fingers go around the handle. It's actually kind of aggravating. I would never use any of these images for anything ever outside of memeing on Twitter because it's so frustratingly garbage the way they hold objects. So put hands, and specifically holding things in your hands, at the forefront of your portfolios if you want to beat AI art. Now, I know I've been heavily pro AI art this entire video, so it might seem like I don't care about real art or I don't care about artists, so I want to end the video by just really genuinely showing you that I do. This little doodle that you see on screen was made by a friend of mine. His name is St. Powers. We're friends on Twitter, we play video games together, and he's not even really an artist. Like, he does some doodles here and there, but he doesn't he's not a professional, he doesn't do commissions, he just kind of doodles. Even though I didn't ask him to, he just surprised me with this cute little doodle of my character. I was talking about arson, and then he made a little emote of my guy with the word arson and a bunch of sparkles, and it just made me happy. Unironically, and I mean this with my whole heart, this cute little goober that my friend made for me is my favorite piece of art. Not only is this more important to me than anything AI could ever generate, I honestly hold this in higher esteem than the $400 commission that I waited weeks, I think over a month for. I hold this in a higher regard than any other piece of art I have ever received because a friend made it for me just because he cared. This is cool. But this is irreplaceable. And that is my final word on the subject. I hope you all learned something, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye, guys.
Na 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 na.